Okay, so now you've had an easy time with me so far, Lisa. Would you agree?
Yes, I do.
So now I want you to pull your weight a bit, and I'm going to ask a question from a listener, which I would love to just hear you maybe start to explore a bit and give them a jumping off point. Would you be up for that?
Sure.
Free labour, thank you. Okay. So I thought this, given your background, this may be quite perfect for you. I'm can't wait to hear what you say. The question from a listener, and sorry, this was a while ago, but Lisa's your perfect person, so I wanted to wait. This is the question. I love my son, but I also want my own career. Before he was born, I'd started a coaching and consulting firm, but found motherhood so exhausting, I put the business on hold. Then a couple of years later, I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, which I managed pretty well, I think. And it made me feel better about my tiredness. My son started school 6 months ago, and I dreamt of all the spare time and energy I would have, but I'm still struggling to get back into any meaningful work. I'm just so tired, physically a bit, but also mentally. Is this it for me? Does motherhood and chronic fatigue syndrome mean I cannot run my own business because I can't rely on consistent energy? I'm not sure if you can even help me, as I don't know if this is to do with my thoughts, but I've heard you say everything comes to us by thought. So I wanted to ask you, and I think they mean me. No, and you kind of said that before about things coming to us by thought. But so what do you think, Lisa?
It's such a great question, and I can relate to so much of that. From the chronic fatigue syndrome, hats off for managing it well for a start. It can be super challenging. And then, having a child, when I hear that question, our brain has ideas like about what can happen. We want to be able to see what can happen. And so if you're finding yourself thinking with these questions, like you do have the answers, you do have them, and it might look different than what you had planned. Like what is ahead of you and what is going to work out well might be different than you'd planned. And for starters, the mental exhaustion of having a kid, like I can, so now you've got this. So I would do the be lazier thing. I would give yourself some time to kind of just be okay with where you are, and just not even, you will get ideas about what feels good going forward, and what will energize you, and what will just bring you satisfaction, and all of these kind of things, and balance that you know. And when our mind, and I so get it especially when you've been running around after, looking after the family and things, and there's very little space. I don't know about you, there was very little space. And so, I would just be super gentle with yourself, and be just what a wonderful place to be in. Like you've got, your son, right, gone to school rather, and your brain had a plan for what was going to happen now, and you were going to be full of energy, and you were going to dive into how things were. And you're not feeling like that. So that not feeling like that is in itself, that's like a little piece of wisdom, and just sit with it. And that's what I would do. I would just be really gentle with yourself, and just trust that maybe things will be slightly different, but that just tapping into that, just using a little bit more space in your life, and trusting that the answers will come up, because it's all there. Like it's in you, what is going to work out for you, and how that balance, the work family balance, is going to work, and how you can do something that fulfills you in both areas. It's there, and your mind is going to be really useful. when you come up with a bit of an idea or a hunch to explore one area, and then you get to use your mind. And then if you get stuck again, you can just back off. And if you can, take that cup of tea and go and sit on the couch and stare out to where, in space.
So I love so much what you're saying, and I hope you don't mind. I'm going to add a little bit to it because I've been so impacted by the kind of thing that you're saying, as I've mentioned. So to the person that asked a question, to anyone else who I'm sure they can relate to having a plan and then being tired or whatever, right? When we haven't had a glimpse yet, or we have had a glimpse but haven't recognized the kind of things you're talking about, what Lisa just said can sound like fucking bullshit. No offense, Lisa. Okay, I've said similar things, but it's like there'll be people listening that are like, no, well, what are you saying? I just said I'm trying to start my business, and you're saying sit on the couch. But I implore you. That's why I love that this question's maybe come toward the end of our conversation, because I feel that what you've been guiding us towards this whole time is hey, it's not where you think it is. It's not in the doing. It's not in the thinking your way to the thing. And to the person that asked the question, which I totally resonate with, by the way, it's like, coming from maybe a place of, this is what's supposed to happen, so what do I do about it to make it happen? And what I'm hearing from you, Lisa, is like, hey, what if that's not even what's supposed to be happening? What's underneath the plan that your brain had for when your son went back to school? And how can you tap into that, i.e. by doing nothing and sitting on the couch? Like, what else comes up when you're not looking over here very firmly in that direction?
Yeah, and it might be the thing. Like, your plan might be the plan, but if you're not feeling like it right now, sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. Like, it's, if you can just have a little bit more space, if it's getting that feeling right. Like, what's missing is that feeling of, this is the right way. This is a good thing for me to do.
Yeah.
And maybe it's what the old plan, maybe there's a tweak, maybe it's a new plan. I don't know. Sorry for interrupting.
No, that was the end, and that was perfect. Yeah, thank you so much. I loved that.